Well, evening, darling. Granny's glad you stopped in. Come on in here. Go on, pour yourself a cup of chamomile. Maybe a splash bit of honey in it. 'Cause tonight's tale, well, it's one of sorrow, secrets, and something long buried. This story was told to me by a dear friend. It's about a grieving mother, an old family house near the bayou, and the woman who never left the well. My friend Holly had her world torn apart when her husband passed away. A terrible accident on the farm. One of those tragedies you don't see coming until the silence hits the dinner table. She was left with three young ones, two girls just out of their teens, and a sweet little boy, barely six. Now, Holly had always been a stay at home mama. She built her world around her children and her husband. But with him gone and the bills piling up, she had to sell the farm just to stay afloat. Thankfully, her brother bought it to keep it in the family. Holly packed her babies and what little they had left and moved down near Mobile, Alabama. It was into an old antebellum house that had once belonged to her great grandparents, a house nobody had dared live in for decades. The house was tired, roof sagging, floors warped, plaster peeling like old skin. But to Holly, it was shelter, a fresh start, and Lord knows she needed one. The girls picked the biggest bedroom upstairs. Her son got a smaller room next to theirs. And for the first week or two, things seemed quiet until the footprints started. Wet ones, right in the hallway, like someone had walked barefoot from the bathroom in the middle of the night. But none of the children claimed it, and then her little boy started waking up soaked, his sheets wet, not just damp, not with urine, but with water, cold as well water. He swore he didn't wet the bed, swore something was dripping on him while he slept. Holly wanted to believe it. It was just stress, the loss, the move, but it got worse. Soon she would hear it at night, a woman crying, faint and distant, and sometimes water dripping. No faucets were running, the taps were dry, the toilet still, and yet always that sound, drip, drip, drip. She visited her elderly aunt in Mobile, hoping for comfort. Instead, she got a tale. Her aunt leaned in real close and said, "Child, that house you're in ain't just old. It's tainted. You see, back in the days before the war between the states, Holly's great-great-grandparents owned the land and owned slaves. The old man, it is said, took more than an interest in one of the young maids. And when she came to his wife and told her she was expecting his child, she disappeared. The mistress of the house claimed she had run off, but no one ever saw her again. The family fell into ruin after the war, their wealth dried up, their name whispered in shame. The house sat empty after they died. Too many ghosts, too much history. When Holly heard that story, she broke down. She knew now this wasn't her imagination, wasn't grief or the children acting out. Something was trying to be heard. She gathered her siblings, and they brought in a ghost hunting team. The psychic they hired, a quiet woman with long gray braids, didn't even step inside the house. She walked the property, paused by a patch of overgrown weeds in the back, and said, "She's here." There, hidden beneath brush and rotting wood, was an old boarded up well. They opened it, and inside they found bones, the remains of a young woman, and beside her, the tiny curled skeleton of a child. Holly and her family held a proper funeral, buried the woman and her unborn baby with dignity and prayer. She placed wildflowers on the grave every Sunday for a year. And the house, it changed. No more dripping water, no more weeping. The air lifted. The children slept peacefully again. But sometimes, just sometimes on the quietest night, Holly swears she hears a soft hum outside her window, a lullaby riding on the wind from the direction of the well. Now, some souls don't want revenge, sugar. They just want to be found, to be named, to be mourned. And if you ever find yourself at an old house with weeping walls and phantom footprints, take a moment. Listen. You might just be the one who can help them rest. Now, that's all for tonight, darling. Granny B will be back next week with another tale to keep your head under the covers. Until then, keep your heart kind, your doors locked, and your wells boarded up. Good night now.